Here with the Tribal Chief. What's good, Mr. Bozy?
You got the best hand, brother. I'm trying to be like you.
You trying to be like me? You trainer of the year, man.
Yeah, okay.
Jaron Ennis, IBF. O'Shea Jones, IBO. Stephen Fulton, WBC. Andy Cruz, undefeated. Haven Brady, undefeated. Want me to keep going?
No, you can keep on going if you want to.
Oh, what's good?
Same old, man. In the gym, putting the work in, man. Getting these guys ready, man.
All right, so you got Haven Brady
this week,
and then Jaron Ennis, Tamir Smalls, and Christian Cardo.
Next week.
Yeah. How's training camp going for all the fighters?
All of them doing wonderful, man. Everything is working well, and everything is in the right position where it's supposed to be at.
Do you prefer it like this, all the camps at one time, or do you like it spread out a little bit?
Well, I mean, spread out is good, though, but like them, I tell them to come a certain time. Like I get Boots out the way first. You know what I mean, he come in I make him come in early, and he get his stuff out the way. Then you got Christian, you got Ty right on them. Make them come in a little early. Get them out the way. And then the regular people come in. You know what I mean? I forgot that Haven. You know what I mean? All the ones that got fights coming up, I make sure they get done before everybody else.
Now, your fighters train hard on a regular.
Right.
What's the difference in regular training and then actual training camp?
Regular training?
Yeah.
An actual training camp? Well, the training camp, there's no stopping, man. When it comes to training camp, you got to put that hard work in there because you training for a fight now. You know what I mean? And everything you got to do is got to be precise, man. You know what I mean? And now regular training, just regular training, you coming in and work the bag, shadow box, work the bag, jump rope, might box sometime. You know what I mean? But in camp, you have to box. You know what I mean? At least 3 times a week. You know what I mean? When you're in camp, you know what I mean? And do your road work, do your conditioning. You know what I mean? There's a lot of things you have to do.
How many times should you run a week?
I will run at least 5 times a week. Sometimes 6. All depends on how many rounds you're going. You know what I mean? You know, if you're going 4 rounds a fight, I wouldn't have you running so many miles like everybody be running like 6 and 7 miles. Yeah. Like 3 miles, you know what I mean, a day or something like that. You know what I mean? Now you're on 10. You know what I mean? You can 5, 6. You know what I mean? During the week you can do 3, 4. And at the end of the week, I mean, like Saturday, you can do like 5 or 6. That's when you put the work in. You know what I mean?
Like, do you start off kind of like slow? Yes. Build up, and then kind of taper off when like you getting close to fight week? Same
what you do when you first start camp. You just don't jump right into it and jump and start doing 12 rounds and, you know what I mean, 10 rounds. You know what I mean? Take your time. Get in there and do like, you know, maybe 6 rounds of boxing, something like that when you just starting. Sometimes 4 rounds, you know what I mean? Then hit the reflex or the bag, you know what I mean, or the pads, or the rest of the stuff, yes.
How long have you been doing 4-minute rounds?
Because I've been doing it 4-minute rounds since, I guess from the beginning of the time, man. I've been doing that for a long time when I was in my old dungeon. That's back then.
What was your reasoning for doing it?
Well, if you see, like most of the guys that I train, they don't really get tired when they fighting. You know what I mean? You know, I just do it because, you know, it make them feel like, I mean, make them feel so easy when they boxing. You know what I mean? You see the work in there when they in there boxing. They look like they can keep going and keep going. You know what I mean? You don't never hear none of them breathing hard or nothing like that. You know what I mean? And that's what I always like to do. You know what I mean? Since the 3 minutes wasn't nothing. When you did the 4 minutes, you know what I mean? Now you're doing something.
Your son is going for his first unification bout.
Right.
Ring Magazine, WBA, against Eimantas Stanionis.
Right.
Me and you've been talking for years. That's a fight that you had circled, I'm talking about 3-4 years back.
Way back, yes.
Now it's on the doorstep. What do you expect?
I expect a good fight, man, between Stanionis and Boots. You know what I mean? He's a good fighter, man. You know, like I tell you, I don't talk about no fighters like them other guys be building themselves up and, you know what I mean, saying this guy can't do this, this guy can't do that. Once you're in that ring, man, you don't know anything can happen in that ring. But I know right now, and for sure, it's going to be a spectacular fight. You want to see Boots probably go to another level. If Stanionis do what he's supposed to do, Boots gonna go to another level, man. You're gonna see something different.
Now, you've been saying that for years. You've been saying that he got more in his arsenal and somebody has to bring it out.
Right, right.
Is Stanionis the right guy to do that?
Possible. It's possible, man. I don't know until they get in there, though. You know what I mean? But if he do, then you're going to see something different, man. You're going to see something different. Boots got so many stuff in his arsenal. He can fight inside, fight outside. You know, he got good defense when he want to have good defense. When he find out somebody can't punch, he don't care. You know what I'm saying?
You've been training your son all his life.
Yeah.
When did you know? Like, did you expect this? Did you expect him to be looked at as possibly the guy that carries boxing into the future?
Well, I always said that Boots got special talent, man. Yeah, my other two had special talent too, but they just went a different way. You know what I mean? Boots really learned from them. And from me, always tell him, you know, make sure you do the right thing, stay humble, you know what I mean? And but stay on the right track. And he did that. And that's why I know he's going to be something. And the way he trains hard, man. He really wants this, so, you know what I mean? And that's the difference. And the other two was right there. Number 3 in the IBF, number 3 in the IBF. Farah was number 4 or 5 in the WBC. You know what I mean? You know, so.
He says he's a combination of all of y'all.
Yeah.
Right? So describe y'all as fighters for people that's never seen it. Like, Farah would be what?
Farah?
Yeah.
A boxer. Puncher.
Boxer puncher?
Yeah. Boxer puncher.
Is he the heavy-handed out of the whole bunch?
The heavy-handed out of the whole bunch? No, I don't think so. I mean, all of them got good punching power. Yeah. You know what I mean? But he was quick and fast too. So I think Boots is the puncher.
Think Boots is the puncher?
Out of all of them, yeah.
And
Pooh.
Probably the fastest hands I've ever seen above 47 pounds.
Yeah, you know what I mean? And also can punch too. But he was so quick, you know what I mean? He used to make people quit without knocking them out. You know what I mean? They used to quit on the seat. You know what I mean? I ain't going back out there, you know what I mean?
And what about yourself? How would you describe it?
I mean, I got everything. I had everything, man. Just like them. You know what I mean? They had everything. I mean, I can box, I can punch. You know what I mean? I don't like, you know how to get hit, though. You know what I mean? That's my thing. Like getting hit. You know what I mean? But Boots got everything, man. He got everything. He got all of it in one. You know what I mean? And like I said, the other two could have made it if they had stuck to it. You know what I mean?
Prediction for April 12th.
Oh, Boots being victorious, man. You know what I mean?
By any means necessary?
By any means necessary. You know what I mean? But if my man come like he's supposed to come, he's going to sleep.
Good. Mm-hmm. All right. Philly fighter, Tevin Farmer, loses a majority decision against William Zepeda.
Good fight.
Some people were saying it was controversial because it was a knockdown that was supposed to be called in the 12th.
I agree with that. I agree with the knockdown.
Who do you feel like won that fight?
Well, I mean, Zepeda. Tev. I like Tev, but I thought Zepeda outpointed him. You know what I mean? I thought he won. You know what I mean? It was a good fight, though. You know what I mean? I think something happened to Tev. Because Tev hit him with some nice shots, man, and I thought Tev was going to take him out, but he let off that. He backed up, hit him with the good shots, and let off his hand. I didn't let his hands go, man.
Yo, the dude Zepeda fights at a pace that, he
keep that pressure on you.
You know how you always be saying, let your hands go? He's like the epitome of that style.
Yes.
How do you beat a fighter like that?
Yo,
it's like how what Tev was doing in the later rounds.
But Tev was doing good. But looked like Tev didn't just, something, I don't know, was it an arm? They ain't never say that what happened, but something was wrong with him, you know what I mean? I think Tev could have stopped him. You know what I mean? If that wasn't, whatever the problem was, I think Tev could have stopped him. You know what I mean? Because Tev looked as sharp, but the only thing, Tev wasn't tying him up. You know what I mean? Should have tied him up too, man. And take him to the center and go back to boxing, you know what I mean? And Tev was taking a lot of shots this time. Last fight was, you know what I mean? I thought Tev, won the last fight to me. You know what I mean? It was a close fight. Could have went either way, but I gave to Tev the last fight.
In the second round, when he after the injuries, the pain was pouring and shit on. It looked like it could be a possible stoppage.
Right. But like I said, man, Tev did good, and he didn't take the knee. I heard somebody, I don't take a knee. You know what I mean? Instead of tying him up, you know what I mean? I would have tied him up, holding him, smoking him. You know what I mean? Stay close to him. You know what I mean? You know.
Do you want to see that third fight, or should Zepeda just go on and fight Shakur?
I don't think he's going to fight Tev again. I don't think he's going to fight Tev again. You know what I mean? But I'd like to see it, though. I would like to see it.
Last question, Mr. Bozy. I think they're going to do the rematch. Gervonta Davis, Lamont Roach. I think it might be in June. Seeing the first fight, knowing both fighters for years, right. Who has the edge going into that rematch?
Well, seeing the first fight, like I said, both of them are great fighters, man. I mean, good fighters too, great fighters. Who gonna have the edge this time?
Yeah.
Not saying he gonna win though, but Lamont.
Why?
He would have weighed everybody saying that he won. He won the fight. You know what I mean? And then that when he took that knee, that really was supposed to be a disqualification. You know what I mean? And then you can't go to the corner and get your eyes wiped. You know what I mean? With a towel and all that. You know what I mean? Anybody else would have got disqualified, or getting points taken away. Some, you know what I mean? So other than that, you know what I mean? That's where I look at it.
As far as game plans go, how should Gervonta Davis approach this fight?
I think something might have been on Tank mind. You know what I mean? Because he didn't fight the way he normally fight. To me, I mean that's the way it looked to me. You know what I mean? He looked like something was on his mind. He was worrying about something. I mean, but he still fought good though. You know what I mean? But like he normally did. You know what I mean?
If you're Lamont, do you press the action early, or do you do exactly what you did in the first fight? Whereas they'll press him after round 6, round 7, round 8.
I think he needed to press the fight more and stay busy. You know what I mean? Because he looked good. Like I said, both of them look good. You know what I mean? Can't take nothing away from neither one of them. That was a beautiful fight, man.
Should the rematch happen next, or should Tank maybe take a Shakur, a Lomachenko?
You said Tank?
Yeah.
Well, I tell you what, if it don't happen next, you know what I mean? If it don't happen next, Lamont gonna wind up fighting Shakur.
I can see
that's
that.
What I'm looking at. You know what I mean? I'm thinking that's gonna happen if Tank don't take that fight with Lamont again. I don't know about him fighting Shakur or who else?
Or like Keyshawn Lomachenko.
I don't know about him fighting neither one of them. So I couldn't tell you about that. Because they've been asking for him for a while, so I don't know what's going on with that.